Hi, this is Brian with Twin City Toastmasters, and in this video I will walk through the process of going to the Toastmasters website underneath the Pathways menu and selecting your first path. In this example, I've already enrolled in my first path, which was free. You'll notice in my screens, however, that as I go through this process, there will be a $20 fee being referenced. That's because I would essentially be signing up for a second path. However, the process is still the same. So the first thing we want to do is come to the Toastmasters.org website, and then underneath the menus, we're going to select Pathways, and then we're going to select Learn More. On this page, you can scroll through and look at various pieces of information that will explain what Pathways is and the various elements related to Pathways. You can also use these menus across the top here to quickly advance to a particular section. So for example, if you wanted to know what the different paths and projects for paths are, you can click on this link here. And you'll notice that the various paths that are available each have an icon associated with them. If you're interested in learning information about a particular path, you can simply click on one of the icons for the path you're interested in. Upon clicking on that, it will load up a summary of what that path covers, as well as the various levels that make up that particular path. And you can see under each path, it'll list the various projects that are part of the particular project and path that you're doing. So this page here will simply give you an overview of what Pathways is, as well as all the various paths that you can actually pursue. If we go back underneath the Pathways menu, and we select Choose a Path, we're going to be prompted to log in with our user ID and password. So we're going to go ahead and log in with the Toastmasters user ID and password that we've been provided. We'll then click the Login button to log in. The first thing you can do is select your path language from a drop-down list. In this case, we're going to keep it at English. The next section is asking us how we would like to access our materials. So the first option is to use all digital resources. And this will simply use the Pathways website to render all of the content for your particular path. The other option is to acquire printed materials in the mail, and this will be at an additional charge of $25. So we're going to go ahead and select to use digital resources. The next option is how would you like to select your learning path? So you have two options here. The first is to view all of the path options, and then you can make your selection from there. Or you can take an online assessment. We're going to select Take Assessment, and then we're going to click the Continue button. Next, it's going to bring up an assessment, and it's going to ask us what language we want to answer this assessment in. So we're going to leave this at English. I'm going to click Start. Select 3 topics you are interested in learning about from the list below. So let's say we're interested in public speaking, motivating others, and speech writing. And we'll go ahead and click Next. We'll then answer a series of questions that will help narrow down the top 3 recommended paths. After each response to a question, simply click the Next button to continue. At the conclusion, you will receive the recommendation from the Pathways system. So once we've completed, as I mentioned, it's going to make some recommendations on paths that would align with the interests that I displayed earlier, as well as the answers to the questions that I just completed. So you'll see here the top 3 paths that are recommended are Innovative Planning, Presentation Mastery, and Visionary Communication. Beneath that, you'll see the other paths that are also available. Once you want to select a particular path, you can go ahead and select it by clicking Select and then the path name. So for example, select Innovative Planning. Or if you want to learn more about that particular path, you can click the Expand icon and it will go ahead and open up a description of that particular path. You'll also notice that there's a link here that says View All Projects in this path. I'm going to right mouse click on this and select to open this in a new tab. And you'll see underneath Innovative Planning, these are the various levels as well as the projects that make up that particular path. So as I mentioned, once we want to go ahead and select a particular path, we'll go ahead and just select it. So for example, I'll do Select Presentation Mastery. And then at the bottom, we're going to go ahead and click Continue. And at this point, I'm being asked to confirm my selection. Now, since I'm already enrolled in a path and I have not completed that path yet, and because I would have to actually pay for this additional path, I'm not going to continue past this point, but you would simply click Continue here, and then you'd receive confirmation that you enrolled in that path. At that point, you would pick up on the tutorial video that I put together on how to actually launch into Pathways, view your curriculum, and actually work through a project from beginning to completion.